And hello, everybody. Robert Adducci here with Timothy Brown and Eric Simon for Ulysses Worlds. Welcome.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, so we're here to talk about all things Ulysses today. Welcome, everybody in the chat. Looks like we got a few viewers. Hello, Phantom of Truth, SCT1SG. I don't know how to say that. He, and everyone else. So let's talk about all things Ulysses. Eric is here to talk about Aventuria, and we will get to that shortly. But he's also here to talk about everything else he's involved in, which is lots of Ulysses. So we'll see what he can chime in as we get to it. So first, let's talk about the Ulysses Online Con Monthly. It's coming up in 2 weekends. The next couple of weekends are February 26th through 28th, and then March 26th through 28th. So if you want to play some Ulysses games, watch some panels, definitely check that out. If you're a GM who wants to run games, please fill out our form, which we'll include in the notes, and I will throw it in chat right now. I created a page on the website that is going to be like the permanent home of the monthly con, so it will always be there.
Okay, great.
And I'll make sure to embed, our Twitch so that you can just always go there and watch any panels or games that are happening. So if you are a GM, please fill out that form that I just posted, and then if you are a player, once I get the games up here, you can register there on Warhorn, which I just posted the event for that as well. And this month, both Greg Gordon and John Watson are going to be running games that weekend. We'll be streaming John's game, and we'll be working on details on how folks can sign up. It looks like I'm probably just going to create basically the event and not have any specific seats. People can just get waitlisted, and then we'll kind of pick randomly early next week so folks know who's going to play.
Awesome. So that's the monthly online con that's coming up in 2 weekends. So watch out for that. The next subject we want to get to is the Aventuria adventure card game, specifically why we have Eric on the show today. So Eric, why don't you tell us everything that's good to know about Aventuria today?
So we are going to be launching the Aventuria Extraordinary Heroes crowdfunding on Kickstarter. We had looked at doing this on Game On, and we just decided, as part of our push to get new players, we really want to keep Aventuria out there. We believe it's a great game, and that we want more and more people to be playing it. So we're putting the Aventuria Extraordinary Heroes crowdfunding on Kickstarter. It will be launching March 2nd.
March 2nd. All right, we'll watch for that.
Yeah. And so a few things about Extraordinary Heroes, this particular wave of products. Aventuria has always been a great game for solo players as well as cooperative group play. But Christian Lanzing, one of the head designers on most of the expansions, he was responsible for Inn of the Black Boar, and he's done a number of other things for Aventuria already. He had designed 2 big box expansions, The Curse of Borbarad and Nadima, the Daughter of the Caliph. And these are, instead of being adventures that are great for a group and also for solo, these are specifically designed for solo play, and you can also play them as a group. So they've got a focus on solo play, and they're just epic. They've got this whole playmat area where you gradually explore different locations. Each one of them works a little differently, but they've just got so much gameplay to them, and they're really well designed for solo play, and you can play them for a long time. There's a lot of replayability even in one play. You end up going back multiple times to a lot of different things and getting new experiences each time. Then there's also 4 new heroes that come with as their own mini expansions, and these heroes are kind of quirky, different mechanics to the game. So like there's the treasure hunter, who has a side deck of treasures that he is also getting those treasures as he plays the game normally, he's also doing that on the side, and those affect how his deck plays. There's the there's actually one of the new heroes has a bit of a trader mechanic, which is kind of interesting, where you can actually play a blessed one of the nameless one. So
Nice.
having that, it's fine to play solo. Having that in your party is going to be interesting, and there are definitely some fun rules for whether you want to play hidden, that you are serving the nameless one, or if
Okay.
you want to have a whole party that serves the nameless one,
Oh, nice.
which
Wow,
is
okay.
kind of interesting.
Yeah,
So yes, you can do a party of evil heroes with that guy.
that sounds good.
And each of those expansions comes with a mini solo adventure that you can play with just that is designed for that hero. So they've all got that stuff going on. And then there are a couple of other side things that are just other products that we're releasing with this wave that kind of enhance the overall Aventuria experience. There's Operation Rifles, which is designed for tournaments. It's actually a team competition expansion where so you have to have either the in Germany they have now combined things into the Ship of Stone expansion, but we've
Right.
still got Forest of No Return and Ship of Lost Souls. You have to have both of those, but then you add on Operation Rifles, and suddenly you're working as a team to achieve an objective, and you're comparing how you're doing to other teams, also trying to get through the adventure. So there's that, and then there's the Master Taylor's Poltergeists expansion, which is a mini expansion that is designed with simplified versions of the four core set hero decks, and it's specifically designed for teaching the game.
Cool.
This is something that we've kind of wanted to do for a while, because it is a game that it's pretty simple to learn, but also it has some new ideas that are kind of unique to Aventuria,
Right.
and they really flow easily if you just play through it. And we often find that just playing through it, people get it pretty quickly. So this expansion is specifically designed to get people playing as quickly as possible, so that they can just see, oh yeah, I see how this works.
Awesome. Do we have a little bit of art we can share? I think
Yeah.
from the
Definitely.
cover of Master Taylor's Poltergeists, I think that'd be fun to
Hold on. Yes.
hang on.
Yeah.
Awesome. What can you tell us about that?
So this is sort of the haunted Taylor shop that you experience. The enemies in Master Taylor's Poltergeist are kind of amusing. They are floating clothes a lot of the time, so it's disembodied outfits that you're being attacked by. So it's a little bit spooky, but pretty family friendly as well. So it's not too out there.
I love it. That's some nice work.
Nice. So what can
What
you
about
what can you tell
go
us
ahead.
about what we're doing with Tabletop Simulator?
Yeah. So a while back, there was a group, and I should have prepped for this. I should have looked up the name. There was a group that did a mod for Tabletop Simulator that is the entire base game of Aventuria, and that's available. So if you have Tabletop Simulator already, you can go looking for Aventuria in the workshop, and you'll find that full mod, and it's really nicely laid out. They did an excellent job with it. And what I've done, and I had done this a few months ago, I did the Treasure Hunters deck as a downloadable set of files, and I gave some instructions on how you can just put those files in, and then you'll have an object that you can then spawn in your Aventuria game on Tabletop Simulator, and then you'll have that extra deck. And so I then have just done that with a new deck, one of the other 4 mini expansion heroes, and that is Niam Hassana's the Magistra of Alchemy. And her deck is kind of interesting. She does a lot of equipment. She's constantly bringing out potions and using those in a variety of ways and cycling them back from her discard pile. And so she's definitely a different kind of feel in terms of playstyle. But that'll be available tomorrow. We'll be posting an article on our website, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
and so I'll have instructions in that on how you can download it and add to your tabletop simulator and try out the Magistra of Alchemy.
Awesome. That's a good job. I'm glad you got that together. Awesome.
Yeah, so for those of you that might be new to Aventuria, if you want to give it a look, you can see that recently Dice Tower gave a review of it. You can find it on their website, and I will put a link in the show notes, and I'll put it in the chat right now as well. But they did a great overview. Did you watch it, Eric?
Yeah. Thanks so much to Dice Tower Z for that.
Yeah, definitely check that out. So, of course, Aventuria, the adventure card game, takes place in the same universe as Das Schwarze Auge, or the Dark Eye. And moving on to that, the German team has launched our first full virtual tabletop offering in German with the Dark Eye, Das Schwarze Auge, for Foundry virtual tabletop. Now, that's a really big deal for us. You know what that means, right? So we'll have the Dark Eye version in English very soon as well, but we don't have a specific date we can announce for that just yet. But watch this space. But that's coming on Foundry Virtual Tabletop, so check that out, and we'll get you some more details. You can watch the video where they talk about it on the Ulisses Spiele German Twitch channel, and we'll put a link up to that later, just after the show here. Separately, right now on Daedalic Games, did I pronounce that right? Daedalic?
Yeah.
Has a 90% off sale for all 4 of the Dark Eye games, and that's for $3.49 on Steam as part of their Dark Eye Universe bundle. So that's 4 games for $3.49. This includes, let's see, the games are The Black Guards, Untold Legends, Chains of Satanav, and Memoria.
Yeah.
Didn't I just read 5?
Did I read? No,
there you go. So it's 4 games.
Yeah, you're good.
There you go.
Yeah, so
we'll put a link up to that as well.
Yeah,
right?
I threw that up there, and it's 4 games. So yeah, I got something to do.
Yeah, I'm jumping on that myself.
Let's continue on talking about Myth. What can you tell us about Myth, Eric?
So a number of things going on. We've for those of you who are backers of Classic Myth, the previous crowdfundings, the Journeyman miniatures are, as soon as we come back from Lunar New Year in China, we'll be seeing production on those. But I posted a couple of updates on the Journeyman Kickstarter that shows off a ton of miniatures, and those are all the stretch goal miniatures, not including the Commander minis, which we had previously previewed.
Right.
So I think we can share the link to that update, at least the first one, and then go to the second update because there were more. And I missed some in my first update. But yeah, so then work continues on Dawn of Heroes, and a lot of the things that we are doing right now is really nailing down sort of how we're approaching products and adventures, especially. And we're really excited about some of those things that I can't quite share details on yet. But there's definitely some cool stuff going on. We've got a lot of adventures written and plans for a lot more. Dawn of Heroes is really going to be a big adventure game there's going to be just a ton of content, a ton of adventures to play,
Right.
and there will still be ways to play free form, so you can just sit down, throw the boards down in different ways, and
Right.
start beating up monsters. But the story is really at the center of Dawn of Heroes, and I think we're doing an excellent job of making that true.
Awesome. Great job. The role-playing side of that, of course, is Myth, Tales of Legend. What can you tell us about that?
Well, that's not my baby, of course. That's,
Yeah, but it's related, and therefore you're on the spot, pal.
yeah, no, it's fine. We'll get Ross on here to talk about Dawn of Heroes.
Definitely.
So Ross Watson, of course, and his team are continuing to do just a lot of work on Tales of Legend. That's because we've we've got so much experience writing RPGs as a company. They're cruising right along. They know what they're doing, and me with the board game, I'm saying, "Hey guys, slow down a bit."
RPGs, it's what we do.
Yeah, it is. It is. But of course, the quick start for Tales of Legend, I think, was recently updated with new art. And so if you haven't checked that out, please do. And if you have checked it out, re-download it so that you get that updated art, because it's pretty cool. And we should definitely have a link for that, because I really dig the art. They're doing so much work to build out the world and the lore of Myth, and we have great conversations sort of about our plans across the two product lines, and what kinds of stories and things we'd like to bring to Myth in general.
Great. So yeah, we've got both of those products well underway. So keep an eye out for everything having to do with Myth, and watch this space. We'll learn more as we go along. Thanks, Eric, for those updates. Now moving on to some of our other game universes. In Fading Suns, we recently posted an update with some images of the premium products in the Fading Suns Game On page, and we will post a link to that. So that's new images of the premium products that you can check out. Also, with regard to the various streaming content we have for Fading Suns, Bill Bridges and Andrew Greenberg still have the Heretical Musings the first and third Thursdays of the month, and that's always at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern. This week, they're going to be talking about running dramas in space. Separately, John Matthew and the crew of the Oh Boy are back, and they're streaming every other Thursdays at 5:30 p.m. Pacific. And that's scheduled for tonight. Is that right? They've got one going tonight?
That is my bad. They are not tonight. They were last week. I forgot.
Last week?
Oh, okay.
So it's every other. My bad.
Yeah,
I get mixed up on this stuff too. So next week, check those guys out. JM wasn't able to make their last session, so the crew just did a Q&A and talked about what it's like to play Fading Suns. You can catch that also on Twitch, and we will post a link to that as well. So what's going on with Torg Eternity?
So as far as I know, we're in the sort of gray zone of the ship should have arrived by now with the Tharkold
ship.
And it will be making its way by truck to our warehouse. Now,
Right.
It does have to cross the Smoky Mountains, and the the weather right now in lots of places is a little slick. So
we hope you're not suffering out there, but yes, there's weather to contend with.
Yes. So that is definitely a thing we acknowledge. We expect them to arrive February 21st or soon after, barring weather issues.
We'll ship it out.
Yeah.
And
then,
just yesterday, the Rorsch crowdfunding finished with nearly $180,000. So thank you for everybody who's backed that.
Well done.
And as we announced, we'll be doing a pre-order through the website store. So if you missed the crowdfunding, you can order it through our store if you're in North America. And if you're outside of that and you missed pledging, you can pledge for it during our next crowdfunding, which would be Pan Pacifica later this year. What can you tell us about the PDFs that already went out to folks, Eric?
Yeah, so if you are a backer, then you should have either it was middle of the night our time or early this morning. The first round of preview PDFs were sent out to backers, and that includes the source book, the booster deck, the Delphi missions, the A Trifling Matter adventure, and the GM screen and archetypes. So
Cool.
just a pile of stuff. Because we had to delay this crowdfunding a little bit, our team definitely did not waste the time in between, and so they were ready to go immediately.
Right.
Nice.
Good job.
Yeah, so one of the new features of this crowdfunding was an online game with Greg Gordon, and all 5 winners have been announced. So we have Jason Babb, Douglas Jessup, Gareth Anderson, and Eric Kalkbrenner were the previous 4. And then just yesterday, Eric announced the last one, who is Andres Morin Owen. So congratulations to all of you. Greg will be in touch to set up a time, and we'll be sure to announce it so that we can stream the game for everybody.
Mhm.
Awesome. And we've got all kinds of great streaming content, of course. The Horseman is every other Tuesday at 5:30 p.m. on Twitch, Pacific, 5:30 p.m. Pacific, followed by an upload to our YouTube channel. This game is game mastered by John Matthew DeFoge and features Ross Watson, of course. He's always in there every time. You can catch the last session on YouTube, and we'll get a link up to that as well. Now, as part of the O'Rourke crowdfunding, WebDM Plays played 3 sessions in O'Rourke, and you can find out what happened on the WebDM Plays YouTube channel. So we'll get a link up for that as well. Further, last night, is that right? Last night?
Yep.
Lehman Crafton streamed the start of the Blood of the Blasted Land Tharcold Adventure on the Roll Hit Die Twitch channel. So we've got that going on as well. 3 very big elements of streaming content for Torg. And you should definitely go check those out.
Yeah.
We'll have links up to all of that stuff.
And Lehman just told me that that game is going to be going every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Central.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Cool.
Good deal.
All right. So does anybody in the chat have any questions for Eric? Questions about Aventuria, about any crowdfundings, anything we can put him on the spot for? Go for it.
Yeah. Make him squirm.
Yeah, that's a lot of possibilities there.
No, we're glad to have Eric on. Eric does a ton of great work for Ulysses, and we know that all the time you spend there in Chicago is it's cold, nasty weather there, and we Southern and Southwest guys we sympathize with your plight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's see. Jihi asked up here. Let's see where to go. Any chance of getting those perk cards for O'Rourke? We only missed it by a few dollars.
Yeah, I checked on that, and they said no. You can feel free to keep bugging them, but I did ask. I will say that the STL files that were the last stretch goal for the High Lord miniatures, while we won't be sending those out for free to everybody, I know that some people were interested anyway in picking those up, and so hopefully in the next month or so we'll get those out onto Wargame Vault, which is the miniatures side of One Bookshelf, i.e. drive-through.
Right.
So
cool.
So yeah.
Let's see. I'm not seeing any other questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's because your explanations were already so thorough. There's nothing to ask about.
I do try.
Nice. Well, I think that's about going to cover it then. So thanks for watching Ulysses World Show. If you'd like to chat more with Ulysses folks or fans, please check out our Discord community. If you like the show, please follow and subscribe to our channels on YouTube and Twitch, and turn on those notifications so you don't miss anything. So for Ulisses Spiele, I'm Robert Adducci, and this is Timothy Brown and Eric Simon. Thanks for watching. And come back
Thanks,
next
everybody.
week on Thursday, February 25th at 9 a.m. Pacific for more Ulysses Worlds news. Bye.